Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to J Will Trap TV. Hey, if you've been watching, I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate all the love. Hey, oh my God, I am still Rock from last night's episode. Guys, Rock killed Scrappy. She killed one of the best soldiers we had on the team. Guys, oh my God, it's just insane. So this brings us to the subject of our video today. So I want to talk about, you guys think, is Scrappy really a snitch? Is Scrappy really a snitch? Come on. We gotta check this out. So I'm gonna go through some old video. We're gonna go check this character out. We gotta find out, we gotta put the pieces together and really see, because they didn't really give us much to go off of. They gave us that one line where they said he was a CI, but I don't know if that was enough for me, guys. I don't know, based on what I've seen, so that's why we gotta check this out. All right, let's jump right in, let's go. So when we were first introduced to Scrappy, we're told that he is the dragon protecting the gold. He is at the HQ protecting the main stash. Kanan is told that Scrappy is the guy that he wants to learn from and that he's gonna have to stay here and learn from Scrappy. We can see that Scrappy takes his job seriously. He's not really happy about Kanan rising through the ranks so quickly because, you know, him being Rock's son. But at the same time, he's still going to look after him and do his duties throughout the business. As we go through season 1, we see that Scrappy is an integral member of the organization. He is a sergeant level soldier. He's responsible for running multiple crews. He has these guys in the corners. He's telling them what to do, and he's also protecting the stash. He's very capable, as we can see him outrun Howard, and he always just makes sure, you know, to keep things tight within the business. We know that Scrappy knows his own value because when he escapes Howard, he goes back to Kanan and he talks to him about how this type of experience can only be learned on the street. It doesn't come from just being the prince of the empire. We also know that he's well respected by the top lieutenants in the organization, as Marvin is the one who tells Kanan, this is who you need to learn from if you really want to learn the game. We start to see Scrappy's arc fold out in season 1 when Marvin approaches him and asks him to assist him with moving the stash from the stash house. Scrappy is sick and he just can't work that day, so he doesn't go. So instead, Kanan is recruited. In tandem, the stash house is raided by Neek's crew and half the stash gets stolen because Scrappy isn't there to help defend the stash. Later, Kanan confronts Scrappy thinking that because he wasn't there, that maybe he informed Neek's crew as to where the location of the stash house was and made the hit happen. Scrappy's offended that Kanan even stepped up to him, number 1, because how much work he's put in for the crew, and number 2, because of Kanan. Kanan thinks that he's a top dog. He just kind of got into this. Scrappy's his mentor. He's trying to show him what's up. He can't believe that he would even have the audacity to even come up and say that he was involved in Neek's crew robbing the stash. The two ensue in a fight, and as they're getting arrested, this is when we first see Scrappy make eye contact with Worrell from Neek's crew. Later on, as Scrappy's walking down the street, Rock stops by, she sees Scrappy, they talk about the situation. Scrappy says, yo, Kanan rolled up on me, he accused me in front of all the homies, I had to stand up for myself, I had to defend myself. He hops in the car, and it seems like everything is forgiven. So right after this meeting with Rock, where it seems like, you know, they had a lot of respect for each other, and they resolved and squashed that issue with him fighting Kanan, he goes over to Neek's place, and this is where he switches side. He says that he wants to work for a crew that sees his value, that he's a high earner, and he wants to be respected. He doesn't like how Kanan just showed up and is getting all this clout, and that he wants to, you know, be with a group that's gonna more respect him. Now, the funny thing is, Neek has other plans. Neek plans on using him to go after Lou. But this scene is kind of where we kind of see our first kind of character decision as far as, yo, is this guy a snitch? Yo, this dude, we thought he was a loyal soldier. We thought he was a go-getter. He was out here on the streets for the Thomas family. But now he's over at Neek's place trying to switch sides just because Kanan showed up. He can still be a high earner in the organization and make a lot of moves, and Kanan can eat too. Everybody can eat around here. But just because of this little misunderstanding, all of a sudden he wants to go and switch sides. So this is kind of my first kind of piece of evidence that makes me wonder, yo, did this dude really snitch or not? He's over here switching sides. He's over here with another crew. So now we next see Scrappy when he's being taken to the performance by Worrell, and Worrell pretty much points out Lou, says this is gonna be his last day living. Lou turns around, he sees Scrappy, and Scrappy pretty much warns him that he got the gig on him, that he needs to move out the way, he needs to do something. And that's when Lou starts to fight with one of the Brooklyn members. Chaos ensues and he's able to escape. However, on the way out, Worrell's no fool, and he stops Scrappy and he lets him know that he knows that he warned Lou. And then you see him just hold a gun to his face. The next scene we see Scrappy in is he's dropped off, just thrown on the porch, thrown on the porch right in front of Rock's house, bloody, battered, destroyed, with the eye missing. Yes, they took his eye out. He lost his eye for the game. Now guys, later on, in season 2, episode 2, he says, he bled for this family. But at the same time, the way I look at this is, yo, man, if you didn't switch sides, this would have never happened. If you didn't, I know you saved Lou's life, but at the same time, because, these dudes confronted you, they know that you warned them, they took your eye out. So you can't really say, oh, I bled for this and it was, just for the family, because you were switching sides, my friend. So that kind of, when he says that later, that doesn't hold as much weight with me, because he wasn't loyal. Okay, so the next time we see Scrappy is he's picking up Kanan on the night of Detective Howard's shooting. In this scene, he's extremely dependable. He's working for the Thomas family. He picks up Kanan and he safely gets him, to safety. While he's transporting Kanan away from the shooting, you see him meet up with Marvin, and Marvin gives him a key piece of information. He tells him that all of this drama, all of this heat flowing around is because an officer was shot. He then immediately puts together that Kanan possibly or did kill a police officer. So he knows this information. He knows that Kanan was involved in a shooting on this night. So keep this in mind, guys. This is really important for later on, because this is really important information. Once Scrappy gets Kanan to Rock, he lets her know this is way too hot. Kanan could have led evidence back to him. He put in work doing this. She tells him he's a real one. She thanks him. And then Kanan and Scrappy have a scene where Kanan tells Scrappy that he's one of the realest dudes out here, and Scrappy says that he's a real soldier regardless of his mother's lineage. So right here, this is where the scene where we kind of see that Kanan and Scrappy kind of squash their beef, and going forward, they're gonna be all right. Okay, so boom, swoosh, move to season 2. So now Scrappy has a managing position in Rock's new operation. He's running a building, he has his own building, he's reporting to Rock, he's letting her know what's going on, things are going good, it seems like money's being made. When Kanan walks in, these guys, they shake hands, they hug, they reunite, everything seems good. And as you guys know, he does tell Marvin later on that, yo, my beef with Kanan squashed, I'm fine with Kanan, I don't care about, his position inside the organization, so everything's okay. Later on, we see Scrappy briefing Rock, letting her know about the problems in the building, what some of the tenants are upset about, and she, gives him some guidance on what to do and how to take care of those problems. But then she also tells him, hey, I know about this gambling. I need you to stop this gambling. We're trying to reduce our footprint for the police. We don't want to get chased or followed. Do not gamble. Stop doing that, right? And then we get that scene where, they kind of show that Scrappy really likes to gamble. So immediately in our next scene with Scrappy, he is pretty much defying that direct order from Rock. He is gambling inside of his mom's card house. The police come in, they smash the operation, everything goes down, he gets arrested, he gets pulled away. Next thing you know, inside the police station, we have Howard checking in, and then he sees Scrappy over there talking to some detectives. A detective talking directly to Howard says that he has to deal with this angry CI. Now, see, here's this throwaway line, and I really don't like this scene because I feel like if they were gonna do that, they should have kind of zoomed in on that scene and let us know what was going on. If you look, Scrappy is kind of protesting in that scene. He's kind of upset. If he was a CI, and it sounds like the way the guy said it, like he's been a CI for a little while, why would he have that kind of demeanor with his detective handler? This scene wasn't done that well, and I feel like just that throwaway line with Howard later going to Rock and saying that he was a criminal informant was a little rocky, but that's what we got. Okay, so now our next scene with Scrappy is when Marvin comes to visit him, while he's running his operation, doing this drug thing. And Scrappy immediately lets him know, yo, I don't like this whole world taking over the 40s thing. This is whack. I put in a lot of work. I lost my eye. This is the guy who stabbed me in my eye, possibly. Why am I being skipped over? I got over this whole Kanan thing. I've been doing my thing. I've been playing my part. I've been playing my position. Why am I being skipped over? And Marvin doesn't really give him an answer, but this is a good scene because he kind of really pours his heart out and lets you know where he's coming from as a soldier and how much work he's put in, everything he's done, everything he's sacrificed for this crew. And really this scene is made to kind of bring his character arc to an end between the audience, letting them know that he resolved a lot of these issues. Now, the one problem I do have with this scene is, remember, I said this before, is he said he bled for the family. You would not have had to bleed for the family, would not have lost your eye if you didn't go over there and switch sides. That was you. I'm not sure if everybody knows you switched sides, but you did go over there and switch sides, and then that guy took you after you did not kill Lou, and then he took your eye. So I get that, I understand that, but I do also think that Rock's crew put him in an impossible situation. How are they gonna bring some dude in to run the 40s that took a member of their organization's eye who attacked them? This guy, you know, as far as you're concerned, saved Lou's life and stopped him from being killed. This man would have killed Lou if Scrappy did not intervene. So that is a really impossible situation. I know I could not go and make deliveries and take orders from someone who took my eye. It just wouldn't work out. That's not what I do. That's not how I operate. So now we get to our final scene with Scrap, and I'm not gonna get into this too much because we talked about it in my review last night. Go watch my recap if you wanna see how I felt. I kind of reacted to this a lot because it was a pretty good scene and I didn't want to see Scrap go. But as you guys remember, Scrap was really enthusiastic. He pulls up to this new site. It seems like they may have told him off screen that he was gonna be running things instead and he would have full reign over this new place to do drug distribution. As you go through this scene, it doesn't really seem like he's a rat. If he is a rat, he's the most enthusiastic rat I have ever seen because he seems like he's ready to make that cheddar. This scene is done to great emotional effect and everyone did a really good job acting. You know, I really wish that, you know, maybe Rock interrogated him. You know, she asked him, yo, was you snitch? You know, hit him with, hey, was you snitch? You know, just ask him, you know, I needed more, I needed to know. Because he didn't get a chance to defend himself. They didn't really do a good job of telling us what was going on throughout the whole episode. Crap, I'm so sorry you died. But anyway, so I need to know, what happened? Okay, so my final verdict, is Scrappy really a snitch? Well, I think there's a lot of evidence, right? It's certainly possible, there's a lot of evidence. We have seen Scrap switch sides. Even though he came back after he switched sides, the moment that he felt like he wasn't in the spotlight with taking over the 40s, he got upset and he protested about it. He also let us know he didn't feel appreciated. The last time he didn't feel appreciated, didn't feel like he was being respected, he tried to jump ship and join Neek's crew. All this information comes after we've seen him at the police station. So this may not be a trigger for him turning CI. So knowing that he's tried to switch sides and he hasn't been loyal and kind of acted in his own interest, it is possible that maybe he did turn CI to protect himself. But now, here's where I have my doubts. Despite Scrappy being an amazing, capable soldier for the Thomas family, I still have some real issues with that police team. In that throwaway line, that detective makes it sound like Scrappy has been a CI for a long time. Howard didn't recognize Scrappy as a CI when he came in the room. That would mean that Scrappy would have had to turn CI in the 3-month period that he was in the hospital. If Scrappy was a CI, what information is he providing? If the police don't know about Rock's operation in the tower or that Kanan was operating the night that Howard was shot, then what information is Scrappy giving them? What information is he giving him? Marvin did tell Scrappy that an officer was killed that night. He was with Kanan. Kanan went into hiding. Neek went to jail. He gave Marvin the jacket. He should be smart enough to put together that Howard was shot by Kanan. That is critical information he would be able to provide them as a CI. If he was a CI for a long time, they would have been asking him about various events that have been happening over the months in the neighborhoods. He would have had to provide that information as a CI, or else what is his use as a CI? So this is my final verdict. He was not a snitch, or we have some terrible writing. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and put a notification bell so you know when I go live or make a new video. Thank you guys for watching the J Will Trap TV channel. All right guys, peace.